Hello and welcome back. Today we've got a two-part Photoshop tutorial for you. In part one, we're going to learn to create an edge mask, and what this will let us do is sharpen just the most prominent edges of our image. This is going to be really important for portrait photography because we don't want to sharpen the skin tone if we can avoid it, and you'll see why in just a little while. In part two, we'll finish up and actually sharpen the image using the LAB color space, where you tend to get a little bit better sharpening quality. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we do, as always, is duplicate our background layer, Command J on Mac or Control J on PC. The next thing we're going to do is go up to the image menu, go to Mode, and LAB color. Here we don't want to flatten the image. The next thing we need to do is go over to our channels palette and click on the lightness channel, and we need to make a copy of this. So let's go ahead and drag it down to the third item here in the list, and now we've got our copy. From here we want to start making our mask. Let's go to Filter, Stylize, and Find Edges. Now this is the opposite of what we actually want, so let's go back up to our image menu, Adjustments, and Invert. And now as you see, the white areas are what are going to be sharpened. So you take a look at these really prominent edges around the eyes, around the edge of the face, the edges up in the hair, but you start to see the little gray and white areas here in the skin, and if we left it this way, these would all get sharpened and it would make everything look very bad. So in order that we don't sharpen the skin tones, let's go ahead and hit Command L on the Mac or Control L on the PC to open levels. From here we're going to take our black slider and start moving it over to the right until most of those areas in the skin start fading away. But we don't want to go so far, as you can see, that we start completely losing everything. So in this particular case, that's a little too much. This is good right here. Then let's go over to our white slider and start moving that over to brighten up the edges that are there. And again, you don't want to go too far. So this is pretty good right here. And we hit OK. And we're going to go ahead and blur this. So let's go to our filter menu, go to Blur, and Gaussian Blur. Here we're just going to use a very small radius. It doesn't need to be very much. 0.3 is fine in this case. We just want to just slightly blur it and hit OK. And that's all there is to it. We've just created our edge mask. We can go ahead and click back onto our main image now, and I'll see you in lesson 2.